Hi, this is Grant Calder with The Role, and I want to introduce you to an amazing, inspiring woman, Suzanne, the founder, owner, creator of Homefield Grange Health Retreat. We are standing in her back garden. I have just completed a 7-day detox cleanse retreat here, and very inspired and want to introduce all of you to Suzanne. So, Suzanne, maybe you could start by telling us a little bit more about who you are and what the Homefield Grange retreat is.
Hello everybody, I'm Suzanne and I'm a director here at Homefield Grange. We are a holistic health retreat. We focus on well-being and creating an environment where people can come in and concentrate on their health and getting a mind-body connection again, helping them feel more mindful about what they're putting in their body and the effect, the powerful effect that food can have in every aspect of your life. I'm a trained naturopath, a nutritionist. I've been running the retreat now for 7 years, and my whole life has been dedicated to health and fitness. My first passion was sports science, and then for many years I had a clinic, and my goal was to have a retreat so I could spend longer with people, like a 7-day period where you can really help people make a change and make a difference to the things that they are putting into their body.
Wow. Well, tell me, I feel absolutely amazing on day 7. Tell me why it is I feel amazing. What have I experienced here that's so transformed me? And what makes this place so unique?
So I think often in our everyday life we use food and we use substances as almost a crutch to get us through our everyday lives. We may rely on the chocolate bars or the wine or too much sugar just to give us that lift. When these things are removed from the diet, when this...
There's somebody running around. That's her dog, Teddy. We love Teddy. You gotta have the comic break in the middle. There's nothing like it. Now, I have to warn you, Suzanne was not prepared for me to film her. Actually, I told her spontaneously last minute that I'm going to put her on the Roll web TV. So now that she's composed herself, and since I don't know how to edit film, we're going to go back to Suzanne. Don't you love a woman with a sense of humor? You know, what I find, unique about this place is the combination of the home away from home feeling, this incredible old bucolic country house here, this British country house, Teddy the dog running around, Suzanne's dog, the most modern, updated facilities and amenities, amazing tests like blood spectrum tests and food intolerances, and colonics, and the staff's amazing, the lectures are amazing. How do you create this unique experience?
The whole process of what we do here at Homefield is helping a human body come back to balance, helping them get hormonal balance, helping them get blood sugar balance, helping them get mood balance. So all our treatments and all our staff are trained to create that environment where we create the balance here, and we pass the information to our clients that help them create the balance. So everything is designed, the food that we give you, the juices, the soups, the great food that Hans presents in the kitchen, it's all about creating balance and harmony in the body.
Wow, well, I certainly feel that, and I feel revitalized. So tell me, how did you originally come up with the idea of creating Homefield?
The idea that I wanted to create an environment where people could come and do a process rather than just when I had my clinic, clients would come in for an hour and then leave after an hour. It wasn't a long enough time to really help people make that change, make that transformation. When you've got somebody for 24 hours a day over a 7-day period, the transformation is huge because they get to feel the benefit of what having a good, nourishing, wholesome diet begins to make in the body. And that change happens within days. It doesn't take weeks, it doesn't take it begins to happen during their stay, and they feel so good that they want to leave and continue with that, and we give them all the information to equip them to carry on with that.
Yeah, I felt a bit of a dip on day 2. On day 4, I felt clarity. Day 5, 6, and 7, I felt just vibrant. Tell me, how do you stay energized and motivated?
How I stay energized is I exercise, I eat well, I practice what I preach. I live by an 80-20 rule, so I let my hair down a bit every now and again. But 80% of the time, my motivation is I want to get up tomorrow morning feeling energized and feeling alive. And I don't want to spend time being ill and sick because then you become a prisoner. So my motivation is to help others, and when people leave on a Sunday morning after spending 7 days here, and I look at the difference and the changes they've made in such a short space of time, my goodness me, I'm motivated to start it all again on Monday.
Fantastic. You shared with me a great quote that really inspires you. Can you share that with us? This is Grant Calder, still in the garden with
What was it
Suzanne.
again?
It wouldn't be the role without a few moments like this, of course. We need to break it up with some entertainment in the middle. We're getting ready for a Hippocrates quote. Here it comes.
The Hippocrates quote this is my favourite quote. 400 BC, the greatest naturopathic doctor that ever lived. Let medicine be thy food, and food be thy medicine. That's the rule I live by, and that really is the goal that I hope that my clients aim towards as well. There is nothing more powerful than food, and you're putting that in your body at least 3 times a day. Far more powerful than drugs, alcohol, anything you could ever imagine.
Amazing. Food is our medicine,
Food
or
is
it's
our
the
medicine.
start. Let me ask you, what would you say is your key success principle at change? Is there something you've learned about personal change that you would think people would apply to have more success at it?
Yes, I believe that people should be realistic. I often think that people are too judgmental about themselves. We have this image in the media of a perfect body. There is no such thing as that. You can only be the best that you can be, and it has to work for you as an individual, and it has to be realistic, and it has to be achievable. And these are some of the things that we talk to our clients about during their stay. Make it realistic, and make it achievable, and make it a long-term goal. We don't expect people to go home, clear out their cupboards and live on a couple of carrots and bean sprouts for the rest of their lives. We live in the Western world, so it's about creating that balance, that 80-20 rule, and all this information is passed on to our clients during their stay. And we get really fantastic, not just short-term results, but long-term results as well. And that's what counts.
Wow, Suzanne, you are a person after my own heart, because as I always say at the role, it's never about being perfect. It's always about moving forward.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you one more thing here. What kind of key insight could you give us? One key insight overall about health. If I couldn't remember anything but one thing, what would you say to remember about health?
That it is our most valuable commodity. Without health, we have nothing. Thank God the majority of us are born with good health, and I suppose because we don't experience, many of us don't experience bad health, perhaps we take that for granted. And it's only when things go wrong do we actually sit up and begin to take notice. So prevention is so important, so much more effective than cure. So if you have good health now, please look after it, because it's just the most important commodity in our world.
And one more thing, or two more things, as always. There's always one more thing with the role. But could you just mention your partner, Hans? He's not here. He's off in Switzerland at the moment, but he is an amazing raw chef. And he inspired all of us with his cooking, his delicious soups he made, his juices. What is it about his passion for the raw food that inspires you?
He creates the most amazing food, and what he shows to our guests and to me is that healthy food is absolutely delicious. And actually, the more you eat it, the less likelihood there is, the less need there is that you want to go out and put rubbish into the system. So he really
Wow, that is fantastic. I think that pretty much wraps up everything that I was trying to get out of you out here in the garden. I guess on a final note, maybe you could just say all the things that you've trained and studied. It'd be interesting for people to hear because I know there's a long list. And also, how can people get in touch with the Homefield Grange and come to the Homefield Grange?
So they could contact us first of all through our website www.homefieldgrangeretreat.co.uk. We'd be happy to talk to somebody if they wanted to give us a ring, so our website is out there. My training has been in sports science, sports trainer, health coach, nutrition, naturopathy, lots of many different holistic therapists. I'm a counsellor for eating disorders. So my whole life has been study, and my whole life really has hopefully been about inspiring others to be aware of their health, to appreciate their health, and to maintain their health.
Fantastic. Well, let me just say, Suzanne, thank you so much for another wonderful stay. Thumbs up.
Thank you.
From Grant Calder and Suzanne at the Roll in Homefield Grange. Hope to see you all soon.